You think you don't understand women? The truth is, you don't understand her brain. Her moods, her shifts, her sudden decisions, they're not mysteries, they're chemistry. If you see women as complicated, maybe it's time to understand how her brain actually works. You won't truly understand her until you realize how her hormones shape every word, every feeling, every choice. It's not drama, it's a finely tuned biological system guiding her behavior. Between confusion and true understanding lies a few insights that can change everything. Don't approach her with just your male brain. First, understand how hers is wired.
From the book, The Female Brain by Dr. Louann Brizendine, you will know everything you will need to be able to deal with the female effectively.
In this video, we'll break down the female brain clearly, simply, and scientifically.
The female brain and the male brain are not the same. They're built differently, wired for different tasks, and this has a deep impact on how we behave, communicate, and make decisions. Let's start with structure. Women have a larger prefrontal cortex. This part of the brain is responsible for decision-making, impulse control, and planning. It helps us process complex thoughts and regulate our actions. In contrast, men have a larger amygdala, which plays a big role in aggression, fear, and sexual drive. This means men may have a more direct approach to decision-making or even react more intensely in stressful situations. But it's not just the structure that sets us apart, it's the chemicals. Hormones like estrogen and progesterone shape the female brain throughout life. These hormones enhance communication skills, emotional processing, and our ability to bond with others. For women, connecting with people on a deep emotional level isn't just a preference, it's almost a biological need. These hormones also help us process emotions more intensely, which can explain why women often feel emotions more deeply, especially in response to social situations. On the flip side, men have higher levels of testosterone, which fuels competitiveness, spatial skills, and, in many cases, a desire for independence. This difference can be seen in how men tend to focus on tasks that require physical navigation or strategic thinking, while women are more likely to engage in tasks that require empathy and emotional intelligence. Another important chemical for women is oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. This hormone helps women connect emotionally to their partners, children, and friends. It's the same hormone that plays a role in childbirth and breastfeeding, but it also affects how women navigate relationships. Women produce more oxytocin than men, which makes them more relationship-focused. But this also means that when social bonds are threatened, women can feel anxiety more acutely. Without strong social connections, women can feel an emotional void, sometimes leading to feelings of loneliness or depression. Understanding these differences isn't just about biology. It's about embracing what makes us who we are. It's about using our natural strengths to our advantage, especially when it comes to relationships and leadership. Women's empathy, communication skills, and emotional intelligence can be huge assets in teamwork, leadership, and conflict resolution. But there's also a challenge here. Understanding these differences can also help manage emotional responses, particularly when hormonal fluctuations lead to mood swings or impulsive decisions. If you've ever found yourself overwhelmed by emotion, knowing that it's part of your brain's wiring can be a powerful step toward better self-regulation. The female brain is biologically wired differently from the male brain. Women have a larger prefrontal cortex and hippocampus, which support emotional processing and decision-making. Hormones like estrogen and oxytocin influence communication, empathy, and bonding, while testosterone in men drives competitiveness. This difference can recognize women's emotional strengths, manage mood fluctuations, and make more informed decisions.
When a girl enters puberty, her brain undergoes profound changes. Changes that can leave her feeling like a stranger in her own mind. The surge of hormones like estrogen and progesterone can intensify emotions, amplify social awareness, and heighten the need for approval from peers. Suddenly, everything feels bigger. Every moment of joy, every moment of pain, every social interaction. This period of intense emotional development is both exciting and confusing.
Puberty activates a part of the brain that is more sensitive to social stimuli. Girls begin to experience emotions more intensely. Everything seems to matter more. Why? Because during this time, the female brain is particularly attuned to forming social bonds. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, spikes during this stage, making girls more invested in their friendships and relationships. But it's not all positive. This heightened emotional sensitivity can also leave teenage girls more vulnerable to anxiety and depression. The brain's response to stress is stronger, which means the smallest social setback, a harsh word from a friend, or feeling left out, can feel like a major blow. It's not just in their heads, it's in their brains. The emotional part of their brain is firing on all cylinders, sometimes without the rational prefrontal cortex to temper those feelings. Friendship dynamics often become more complicated during this time. Teen girls form deep emotional connections, but these bonds can also be fragile. The desire for closeness sometimes leads to conflict. Small disagreements can spiral into bigger dramas. That's because the need for social validation is so central during this period, and breaking a bond can feel like losing a part of oneself. But here's the powerful truth. Understanding this emotional turbulence can help girls, and the adults in their lives, build resilience. The teenage brain, though reactive, is incredibly adaptable. Developing tools like mindfulness, journaling, and other emotional regulation techniques can give teenage girls the ability to process emotions without letting them control their actions. Surrounding oneself with positive, supportive friends also helps to buffer against the emotional roller coaster of adolescence. It's important to remember that the teenage years are a time of immense growth. Yes, there will be tears, frustration, and even confusion, but these struggles aren't weaknesses. They are signals from the brain that help guide personal growth. The teenage brain is laying the foundation for adulthood, and understanding its emotional responses gives teens the tools to navigate this phase more gracefully. During puberty, the teenage girl's brain is deeply affected by hormonal changes that heighten emotional sensitivity, social awareness, and the need for peer approval. This period can bring challenges like anxiety, depression, and intense friendship dynamics. However, by developing emotional resilience through techniques like mindfulness and surrounding herself with supportive peers, a teen girl can navigate these emotional shifts and build a foundation for future growth.
When it comes to love and relationships, the female brain is wired for connection. It's not just about romantic love, it's about building deep emotional bonds with others. When a woman falls in love, it's as though her brain releases a flood of neurochemicals that amplify feelings of attachment, security, and joy. The brain lights up with dopamine, the feel-good hormone, and the bond between partners becomes a source of emotional fulfillment. But love doesn't just trigger dopamine, it activates oxytocin too. Oxytocin is the hormone that binds us to others, strengthening the connection between partners. It's the reason why a hug from someone you love feels so reassuring, or why the simple act of holding hands can create an unspoken bond of trust. For women, oxytocin plays a huge role in relationships, whether it's bonding with a partner, a friend, or a child. It's what makes relationships feel like lifelines, a source of emotional safety. However, there's a flip side to this. While oxytocin is vital for connection, it can also cloud judgment. Because of its powerful effects, women may stay in relationships that aren't healthy simply because they feel emotionally bonded to their partner. This attachment can sometimes lead to the rational part of the brain taking a back seat, leaving emotions in the driver's seat. This is where understanding the biological processes at play becomes crucial. When you recognize that your brain is being influenced by powerful neurochemicals, you can make more informed decisions about relationships. It's important to ask yourself, am I staying in this relationship because it truly serves me, or because my brain is prioritizing emotional attachment above all else? Setting boundaries and being aware of how oxytocin can affect your decision-making can help you maintain clarity and protect your well-being. Then there's the communication aspect.
Women tend to use more words, more nuance, and more emotional detail in their conversations. This isn't a flaw, it's a fundamental difference in how our brains are wired to process and convey information. Women's brains are more attuned to emotional nuances, and they communicate in a way that reflects the sensitivity. Men, on the other hand, often tend to be more direct and to the point in their communication. While this isn't necessarily a bad thing, it can sometimes lead to misunderstandings. For women, learning to articulate their needs clearly while understanding that men may express themselves differently can be key to building stronger, more balanced relationships. It's not about changing who you are, but about recognizing the differences in communication styles and finding ways to meet in the middle. Love is a powerful, often overwhelming experience. It's easy to get lost in the rush of emotions and connections, but by understanding the science behind it, women can learn to navigate relationships with greater wisdom and emotional clarity. The female brain is wired for deep emotional bonding, with hormones like dopamine and oxytocin playing a major role in love and relationships. While these hormones create strong emotional connections, they can also cloud judgment, making it important to set boundaries and make decisions based on clarity. Women's communication style tends to be more detailed and emotional, which, when understood, can help improve relationships by bridging differences in how men and women express themselves.
Motherhood is a life-altering experience, not just emotionally, but neurologically. When a woman becomes a mother, her brain undergoes a transformation that helps her adapt to the challenges and rewards of raising a child. Pregnancy hormones like progesterone and oxytocin drive this change, enhancing a mother's nurturing instincts and protective behaviors. These hormones make her more attuned to her baby's needs, amplifying her emotional sensitivity and empathy. Suddenly, a mother's world becomes focused on her child. Every cry, every smile, every milestone feels intensely significant. But this rewire goes deeper than just emotional connection. Motherhood enhances cognitive abilities too. Studies show that women's brains actually become more adept at multitasking, memory, and problem-solving after childbirth. It's as if the brain develops new pathways to juggle the complex responsibilities of parenting, balancing work, home life, and the ever-present emotional demands of raising a child. The brain's plasticity is remarkable. It adapts, reshapes, and grows stronger to meet the demands of motherhood. Yet, despite the growth in mental agility, there's also a darker side to this transformation. The female brain, driven by its hormonal wiring, often prioritizes children above all else. This can lead to what many mothers experience as mom guilt, the feeling that you're never doing enough, that your personal needs are always secondary to your child's. The hormonal urge to protect and nurture is so strong that it sometimes overrides the need for self-care, leaving mothers feeling overwhelmed and depleted. Here's the important takeaway. Self-care is not selfish. The brain's natural wiring to put others first is powerful, but it's essential to recognize that taking care of yourself doesn't make you a bad mother, it makes you a better one. Rest, support, and taking time to recharge are vital for a mother's mental health and well-being. When a mother neglects her own needs, it doesn't just affect her, it impacts her ability to be present for her child in the long run. What's more, the cognitive benefits of motherhood don't stop once the child is older. The problem-solving skills, emotional resilience, and adaptability developed through parenting can transfer to other areas of life. Women who've navigated the complexities of raising children often bring a unique set of skills to their careers and personal growth, skills that are hard to replicate anywhere else. So, while motherhood can be exhausting and emotionally taxing, it is also a source of immense personal growth. By understanding the neurological and hormonal changes that occur during this time, women can better appreciate the strength they gain and the deep resilience that comes with it. Motherhood rewires the female brain, enhancing nurturing instincts, multitasking abilities, and emotional resilience. Hormones like progesterone and oxytocin foster a deep connection with the child, but can also lead to mom guilt and self-neglect. Recognizing the importance of self-care and embracing the growth that comes with motherhood can help women navigate this phase of life with greater balance and strength, both for themselves and for their families.
Menopause marks a major turning point in a woman's life. For many, it comes with the end of menstrual cycles and the fluctuations of hormones that have shaped her body and emotions for decades. Estrogen levels decline, and with it, many women experience changes in memory, mood, sleep, and even physical health. But here's the surprising part. While these changes may seem daunting, they can also bring about a period of liberation and reinvention. For many women, menopause signifies the end of the constant emotional ups and downs associated with hormonal fluctuations. With the end of menstruation, the people-pleasing tendencies that were often driven by estrogen begin to ease. Many women report feeling more confident, assertive, and less concerned with others' expectations. It's as if the emotional fog lifts and they gain a clearer sense of who they are and what they want in life. What's happening here? The hormonal shifts, while challenging, often offer an opportunity for personal growth. The decline in estrogen allows women to feel less tethered to social conventions and expectations. They start focusing on their own desires, needs, and passions in a way they might not have before. This is a time for self-discovery, for exploring new interests, or for reinvigorating old passions. Many women in their 50s and beyond report feeling freer than ever before, stepping into new careers, relationships, or even hobbies that they had long put aside. But it's not just emotional changes that women in this stage of life can embrace. It's also physical and cognitive. Research shows that exercise, lifelong learning, and social engagement can help protect the brain's cognitive abilities, even as estrogen declines. Practices like meditation and maintaining a balanced diet with plenty of omega-3s can help keep mental clarity sharp. The wisdom gained from years of experience, combined with a newfound confidence, gives women the opportunity to make powerful changes in their personal and professional lives. In many ways, menopause can be the start of a new chapter, one where women can reinvent themselves, focus on their health, and take charge of their future with the wisdom of age and experience. The hormonal shifts may create challenges, but they also create space for reinvention, renewal, and an empowered sense of self. Understanding the female brain is about recognizing the delicate interplay between biology, hormones, and behavior. From the early years of adolescence to the transformative experience of motherhood, and finally, the empowerment that comes with menopause, women's brains are wired for connection, growth, and resilience. Yes, there are challenges. Hormonal shifts can lead to emotional highs and lows, and societal expectations can sometimes make it harder to embrace who you truly are. But with awareness comes empowerment. By understanding how the brain works, how hormones like estrogen, oxytocin, and progesterone shape behavior, we can not only navigate our own emotional landscapes more gracefully, but also use these insights to grow in our careers, relationships, and personal lives. From leveraging our empathy and communication skills to setting healthy boundaries and embracing self-care, the knowledge of our brain's biology can be a tool for self-improvement. As women, we don't just have to survive the challenges of life. We have the capacity to thrive in the face of them. Whether you're navigating the emotional roller coaster of adolescence, embracing the transformative power of motherhood, or stepping into a new chapter of life with menopause, know that your brain is constantly evolving and adapting. By recognizing the strength in your biology, you can transform the challenges into opportunities for growth. The female brain, in all its complexity, is not a weakness. It's a profound source of power, connection, and wisdom. So, embrace your brain, embrace your power, and most importantly, embrace yourself. Menopause marks a new phase of life, where hormonal changes lead to greater confidence and personal reinvention. While estrogen decline brings challenges, it also provides an opportunity to focus on personal growth, health, and new passions. Embracing the wisdom and strength of the female brain throughout all stages of life from adolescence to motherhood to menopause, allows women to leverage their biological advantages and navigate challenges with resilience and empowerment. The female brain, with all its complexities, is a powerful force for growth, connection, and wisdom.
Now that you understand how the female brain works and how deeply it's shaped by biology, ask yourself this: what kind of leader are you in your own life and relationships? If you're ready to stop blaming, start owning, and truly take control, you can't miss this next video. It's not just about leadership. It's about changing the way you show up in every part of your life. Click now and let's take that next step together.